Alright, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of what I'm calling Unlimited Unlocked. And this is going to be a series of videos where I give thoughts, opinions, views, some countdowns, and we're going to kick it off with something I don't usually do, but reviews. And for the first episode, I wanted to tackle a game that I've been playing, enjoying, and loving called Far Cry 6. Now, I've mentioned it before how I'm a big fan of Ubisoft games, and they make a lot of games in one of my favorite genres, open world games. And while many people seem to get burned out with such games, because, a lot of them do take a long time to beat, a game like Far Cry, for me, is something that I thoroughly enjoy. Set in the beautiful open world of Yara, based on Cuba, you play as Danny Rojas, and in my playthrough, I'm playing as, the female Danny, as you try to take down this brutal dictator, played by Giancarlo Esposito, who does an amazing job. I mean, he is as threatening as they come. And, for many, say, Breaking Bad fans, or even like The Mandalorian, we already knew his acting chops. We already knew how threatening he is as playing a villain. So this role just fits him perfectly. And every scene he's in, he's just amazing in it. But to me, the real star is definitely the protagonist, Danny. She's likable, courageous. She gets, even the way she interacts with all the NPCs and everybody you meet in the world. She's not just some, silent protagonist like in Far Cry 3. And I think she's easily the most interesting Far Cry protagonist we had. I like her more than Jason in Far Cry 3. Oops, my bad. The silent protagonist was Far Cry 5. And, I think she's way more interesting than Jay in 4 and Jason in 3. As her plight, again, she's fighting to save a country. And I know in 3, Jason was saving his friends. And then in 4, you're trying to spread your mother's ashes. And then that just ended up getting way out of control. But Danny is a wonderful protagonist. I absolutely love her. Love everything about it. And then, so they brought back, having animals, which started in Primal and has been in the series since. And, they're no human amigos, and that's what they call the animals. And so they're all just animals. And again, it's really cool how they somehow give them all their own personality, and they're a lot of fun unlocking them in different ways. Like Chorizo, you do missions with that angry rooster, or how you unlock Guapo at the very beginning of the game. And my favorite was the DLC character Champagne, the cougar. But yeah, and then each one adds just different elements to the gameplay. Some are better for stealth, some are better for just rushing in and taking down the enemies. And the best part of the game, which for me, I can forgive a lot in a game if it's fun, and this game is definitely fun. Uh, just taking over bases is better than ever. You don't need to climb towers or anything to open up the world anymore. Instead, hey, all you got to do is traverse around it. And if you say ride a helicopter or plane, that's also an easier, faster way to open up the open world. And I definitely prefer that than going through towers and open up the world that way. Because hey, if you drive past something, boom, that's how you open it. And so for me, as I continue to have fun, continue to just play, at the end of it, this is definitely my favorite Far Cry game. And I've seen a lot of opinions, and there's this sense that Ubisoft games are bankrupt. I've even seen reviews as far as saying that the game is empty and has no heart. I couldn't disagree more. I think the game is wonderfully fun, very Uh, the game is gorgeous running. The gameplay is running at 4K 60, cutscenes at 4K 30, which is jarring when it jumps between the two because it goes from being so buttery smooth during the gameplay and then the cutscenes can feel a little jittery. But it's not a big deal. It's not a game, it's not something that's gonna ruin your experience by any chance. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, you're still playing a fun, excellent, open world shooter. And I couldn't ask for any more than that. This is the Far Cry game I've always wanted. And I know the general consensus is that Far Cry 3 is the best, but I gotta say, I just between liking Danny more than any other protagonist because she's actually fleshed out, even to the point where you're at bases, she's in third person mode, so you get to see her. You get to see how your build looks with the changes. And one thing that I like, since I'm someone who plays a lot of RPGs, I'm always dealing with skills and stuff. That's actually removed. The most important thing in this game is your weapon outload, and I enjoy that. I don't need to manage skills or nothing. Just my weapon and gear is what I need to, get me through the game. And since it feels, different in that way, it definitely makes it feel like it's a different Far Cry game. So between the fun gameplay, a great protagonist, an excellent villain, I give Far Cry 5 a thumbs up, in the sense that if you like open world games, you're going to enjoy this. So if you enjoyed my first episode of Unlimited Unlock, let me know what you think, and I'm out.